And now, 5 Good Minutes.
With Habitat for Humanity Cleveland, I want to bring in John Habat, the president and CEO, who, by the way, is retiring. For people who have been involved with, supported, prayed for, volunteered, whatever, with Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity, have a lot of thanks to this guy. John, I appreciate your time. If I got this right, it started because your daughter's Sunday school class was going to work on a project, and you climbed up on the roof. Is that what I heard?
Hi, Bill. Good morning. It's the truth. Back in the early 1990s, my daughter's Sunday school class was volunteering to work on a new house in the inner city, and I had my 2 little girls with me, and back then we were doing 2-story houses, and you did the roofs and all that stuff, and I climbed up the ladder, and I'm working. There's no floors. There's just the frame. And a thought occurred to me. I said, oh, this would be very ugly if I fell right now.
I better know what I'm doing.
Please, Lord, keep me up here.
John, I want to ask you a couple things about this situation and the projects and the mission in Cleveland and how we're doing. But first, let's talk about today specifically. I want to thank Tony DiGeronimo for letting me know about this, who I know has had a lot with the Construction Employers Association. This groundbreaking today. Normally at Habitat, you coordinate with groups. They came in and said, we'll do it all. Is that right?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I didn't know if they were looking for team building opportunities, which you can always build teams working on a Habitat house. But they said, no, we don't want a team building exercise. We want to build that house from ground up. And I said, okay, this is going to be a first for us. And they said, well, wait a minute, we're not done. We're going to fully pay for this house. And I said, well, that's another first. And I like this group. I think they're going to have a lot of firsts with Habitat.
Well, more than 50 Construction Employers Association members, fellow union contractors donating their time, talent, funds, material to build this from start to finish. There'll be groundbreaking later this morning on Grandview Avenue where this is. We'll have our Secretary of Housing, Urban Development, of course, former Congresswoman Marcia Fudge in town for this. Mayor Bibb will be there, Congresswoman Chantel Brown, and Blaine Griffin, President of Cleveland Council, as well as many representatives of CEA, the Construction Employers Association. So this is a unique thing. Let me talk to you about the mission and normally what happens, but I also want to ask you about how we're doing. You wrote a piece at Cleveland.com a couple of months ago about housing. And, look, downtown, you get on the west side, we got these beautiful $500,000 condos. First-time home buyers can't afford those. People that are in situations that need the services of Habitat can't afford those. You're finding pockets, though, to build and have some success with, I think, is a fabulous program that really helps break a cycle with a family. Right, John? With Habitat.
Bill, here's the sad truth. 70% of Cleveland households, or 115,000 families, are low-income families. That means they make less than 80% of the area median income. Now, for this group, 30 houses were built or rehabbed last year with government assistance. 30 for 115,000 families. That equates to one affordable homeownership opportunity for every 3,833 families. This is a horrible and extremely sad statistic that a Cleveland, with all its resources, can only help 30 families a year. Now, a lot of the government support, I would tell you, over 95% goes for rental units. These dense cluster rental units. And in those situations, families never own the house. Families never build equity. Families don't have the same stability when you own your own home. And in those communities, you tend to have a higher incidence of crime as well. But when you have homeowners, the crime decreases. So we found that we could identify pockets of opportunity and make a difference. So what Habitat decided to do was use our work as a catalyst for neighborhood revitalization. And you see that very well in this Buckeye-Woodhill area. Since 2016, we've already done 83 houses, and by the middle of 2024, we'll do over 100 houses. Those families have already earned $37,000 in equity in their homes. So this is the American dream happening in the inner city, and more of it needs to happen.
They've got skin in the game. They've got responsibility. They've got some sweat in it as well as they have helped to work on their home as well. John, final 30 seconds here for people that want to help. What do you need? I think I know the answer, but what do you need at Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity?
Well, we need resources. That could be money, that could be supplies or equipment or materials. We need volunteers, and we need prayers, because we're really trying to climb up a very, very tall mountain, and we need any help we can get, especially from above.
It has been a struggle, especially I know with the pandemic for so many. John, thank you for your years of service. I know it's not done yet, but I want to make sure I work that in, because there's been a lot of supporters who have relied on you for a lot of guidance for the last couple of years. And today, the groundbreaking at this particular Habitat for Humanity home, thanks to Construction Employers Association. John Habat, our president CEO for Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity. John, thanks much. I appreciate it.
Bill, thank you for having me, and best wishes to you.
You take care, sir.